back, everyone. It's 2 years today since the inauguration of Nigeria's 10th National Assembly. It was on the 13th of June 2023, an arm of government that stands at the heart of lawmaking and oversight in a democratic society, led by Senator Godswill Akpabio in the Senate and Speaker Tajuddin Abbas in the House of Representatives. The current assembly came into office under the weight of rising public expectations, from urgent economic legislation to deep electoral and constitutional reforms. Over the past 24 months, the National Assembly has passed bills including the Student Loan Act, the Electricity Act 2023, and the controversial National Water Resources Bill, alongside dozens of motions addressing insecurity, subsidy removal, and judiciary funding. But beyond the plenary sessions and committee rooms, many Nigerians continue to question the Assembly's alignment with public interest. Critics have flagged the alleged rubber stamp tendencies of the legislature, especially in its relations with the executive under President Bola Tinubu. There is also a public outcry over the cost of governance, especially the 70 billion naira allocated for lawmakers' palliatives amidst economic hardship. Analysts will say, while some reforms have been initiated, key citizen demands like restructuring, state police, and electoral credibility remain largely unaddressed. Well, as the 10th Assembly clocks 2 years, the verdict from the street is clear. Nigerians want less politics and more performance. Let's get more assessment and let's take a reflection on what has happened over the last 48 months. I'm being joined by the Senate spokesperson, Senator Yemi Adaramodu. Is live for us here. Thank you so much. And congratulations to you and your colleague.
Yes, good evening, my dear brother, and good evening to Nigerians.
It's good to have you. How would you summarize, on behalf of you and your 108 colleagues in the Red Chamber, how do you summarize your efforts? How do you describe
for the past 2 years, and then especially in the last 24 months, which we call 1 year. And first of all, just to correct just an erroneous notion, there was never 70 billion naira allocated to legislators for either palliative or for anything.
We'll get there. We'll break it down. Yeah, we'll see.
It has never happened.
Monies went for palliative, but we'll get to us. We'll analyze it. We'll get to that.
We will love to get the evidence.
Okay.
Because, you know, at times, when someone is on trial, then whoever is trying, that person must come out with the evidence. So that one is never there. But just go straight to the 2 years that we have been on at the saddle now. Yes, for the past 24 months, the Senate, we have done 844 bills. 107 are currently undergoing public hearing, 400 second reading, 200 first reading, 52 are already assented to and they have become laws. Then we have attended to about 203 public petitions. So that is the scorecard for the year in our legislative business.
Including the petition
by
your colleague Natasha Akpoti.
Well, that's an internal matter, and again, so whoever brought any petition, we deal with it, and according to the books. So we don't just go out of it, we don't do rule of the thumb. So that one is basic, and that one is there. And that one, we have already put that one behind us. It's already
it's behind you already?
What's not behind us?
We are not completing the Senate without
anything that has already gone to the courts. It's already behind us. So
behind or is in front of you actually?
No. It's for the courts.
It can't be behind. It's actually in front.
No, it's behind us. Because we have left that.
No, you can't. So, you couldn't have left.
No,
it's one of you representing
the legislation is number one of the 3 arms. So we are always at the front. So that's why we are at the front. And then any other arm of government that is dealing with any other issue is behind us. And
so have you and your colleagues ostracized the woman?
You said?
Have you and your colleagues ostracized the woman politically?
Well, for me, nobody can ostracize anybody politically because she is not representing my constituency. So only a constituency can ostracize her politically. So for us, in the business of legislation, in the business of lawmaking, in the balance of the legislation in the chambers, that is where we have taken an action.
Is it regrettable to you and your colleagues what happened?
Regrettable as
Maybe
how?
you could have done things differently.
Whoever,
Is it a big lesson?
whoever erred would have been dealt with according to the rules. So no matter, even if I'm the person, even if it is the Senate president, even if it is the leader of the Senate, anybody that errs, anybody that goes against the norms, definitely we are going to read the books to that person, and then we are going to take action. So that we have done, and then that's why.
But was that judiciously done? Was it fair?
Legislatively done and fairly done, and according to the statutes. According to the statutes.
But the rule of fair hearing.
It is never a rule of the thumb. It is rule of the statutes. So a fair hearing had been there, because once the statutes are adhered to, then that is fair hearing. So let us move to the second year of democracy that we are celebrating. So like I said, I've read out how many bills that we have passed. 52 are bills assented to as law.
107 now are
public hearing stage. 400 second reading, 200 first reading. Altogether, we have 844.
We hear that a lot of you boast about that this is the best Senate since the advent of the Fourth Republic in terms of the mileage that you have covered.
Yes, it's real.
How do you? It was funny, and I said,
no, it's not funny. When you look at the Ninth Senate, so it is not as prolific as the 10th Senate. The Ninth Senate, by this time,
in terms of numbers,
yes, by this time of by when we look at the milestone of 2 years of the Ninth Senate, then by this time, then I think there were around 600 plus bills that they have dealt with. But now we have dealt with 844. And besides that, like you were doing from the synopsis that maybe Nigerians, this is the way they look at us, blah blah, and they say that maybe the Nigerian legislature should be on part-time. I said, and you know, and we know, that the bastion of democracy is the parliament. The fulcrum of democracy is the legislature. Then the foundation of democracy is the people's parliament, people that were to represent the generality of the public. That is what they call democracy. There's no democracy without the parliament. And then if the parliament is on part-time, then it means that democracy is on part-time. And there is no democracy that derives its parliament that thrives. So now, let us look at it. The parliament, Nigerian parliament, is not only for lawmaking. We do oversight functions. We advocate for our constituents. And it will just be bewildering that even out of the 3 arms of government that we have in Nigeria, it is only the parliament and the parliamentarians that our people have access to. We, like me and others, we go home almost every time. And then we are the ones that whenever our constituents, when they want to go to school, it is from us they ask for school fees. When they have given birth to a new baby, it's from us they ask for naming ceremony funds. When they are building a new house, it is from us they ask for assistance. So then, if the parliament is not here, who do you expect our constituents to run to? So what we do in the parliament is not only just to sit down in the plenary and make laws alone. And even when we make laws, we even follow it up. And then making laws at times, the crucible of making law is not a tea party matter. There are laws that span over weeks, over months.
What you do,
it can.
What you and your colleagues do, you are defending the reason why you need to be to be full-time.
It's not a defense.
But it's a reality. Yeah. The question is whether the nation can afford it.
It is a reality.
Can the nation afford it?
Now, let me tell you something.
Economically.
Let us say a certain salary is being paid to legislators. Let us assume. Now, if you are on part-time, can the same amount of money be paid to that part-time legislator? Can it? Now, are you like that we are in Abuja? Is it the National Assembly that is giving us housing? Is it the National Assembly that is even employ domestic staff for us? You are here on your own. We are here on our own.
You get allowances.
No, we don't get allowances for drivers.
You get allowances for housing, Senator.
We don't.
You get newspapers allowances.
No, the allowances we get for housing are always deducted from our salaries. They give it once in 4 years, and then they deduct it every month. They deduct it every month.
But yet you are one of the most expensively run National Assembly in the world.
That is in your
no, not my own
estimation. No.
It's a verifiable
it's not
data.
So in the world. It's not.
You are one of the most earning lawmakers in the world.
Go to EU Parliament and now just bring out.
You and your colleagues, each of the senators earn more than a professor in the university.
No. Than a professor at the university.
Yes, sir.
Look, let me ask you a question from you. Look, it's as if you say a local government chairman has more than a classroom teacher of a primary school. It's as if you are saying that one. Because the problem that we're having in Nigeria is that the National Assembly is the soft target of every critic. Anybody who wants to criticize either socially or politically, the National Assembly is the soft target. That's why all eyes are on the National Assembly. And then we know that that's how it should be.
It's a soft target because you're supposed to be.
In the democracy,
just
that's
how it should
Senator,
you're supposed to be.
You're supposed to be the conscience of the
You're
people.
being criticized some time ago that why will you be buying luxury vehicles when your constituents are suffering? Poverty rate is very high.
Now, the question we raised then was this: no legislator was given a vehicle to take home.
You mean you don't have an official vehicle?
No, to take home.
Do you have an official vehicle?
There is only one vehicle for me to run committee matter, oversight matter, and everything. And that vehicle is not even registered in my name.
And
it's not registered in my name.
Over 140 million naira, Senator.
You are the one who is talking about.
We've done the cost estimation.
No, for me.
And we've spoken to some of the contractors who did the job for the National Assembly.
It's not our vehicle.
The question here is about equity, Senator. That if the people you represented are living in abject poverty, and you are living in opulence and luxury,
no.
Does it reflect the morality of your
office? If only one vehicle is allocated for both legislative and all other oversight functions, only one, and you cannot tell me that in the government and a vehicle will not be allocated for any senior official, like a minister. Not less than 2 or 3 or 4 vehicles were allocated for a minister to use as
you oversight. We should blame you for that. If you are just a moment, Senator,
you cannot blame us for that.
Do you know why you oversight the executive?
No, do you know why you cannot blame us for that? Because there are needs for those utility vehicles. There are needs for them. There are really needs for them. You won't expect a minister that has directors, that has assistants, that has consultants, now to rely on only one vehicle. So there are needs for it. Likewise, a senator, there are needs for it. And then the senator does not even have a vehicle on his own that is bought officially for him. So when you are living, if you like, when they are boarding the vehicle, if you like, you can pay for it.
All right, Senator.
If you like, you will leave it.
Let me take you to critical national issues.
Yes.
Because the essence of you and your colleagues is a privilege.
Yeah.
That you are not the smartest person in your senatorial district.
Yes, it's a privilege.
Any other person
could have brought available.
So the question is that
the privilege does not come easy. The privilege is not dashed.
Let me put the question, Senator.
No.
Let me put the question.
The privilege is not dashed.
Yeah.
You make yourself available.
Absolutely.
You put yourself forward.
So now the question...
When you put yourself forward, then your conscience will evaluate you.
Senator.
So if you are worth it, that is when they can now bring you forward.
Senator.
So the privilege is qualified.
So you look at, I don't know whether you do some kind of reflection in the National Assembly and looking at the critical issues confronting this nation. And I'll take one, for example.
Yes, which one?
Issue of security.
Yes.
We are experiencing some of these security problems. So the question a lot of people will be asking, what are the laws that you have made? What effort have you made to quench insecurity in Nigeria in the last 2 years?
Apart from the screening that we did for security chiefs, we have called the security chiefs of all the security agencies, not less than 10 times. We have interrogated them. We have asked questions. You know, we don't ask all these questions in the open. We have done all those things. And then you cannot tell me, Shehu, that in the past 2, 3, 4, 5 months, that there have never been less occasions that we are reporting kidnapping and banditry in Nigeria. You cannot tell me that even these irredentists, the bandits, that they are now not seriously being hunted to only maybe 1 or 2, 3 locations, as against the way it used to be then. And now let me tell you something. for about 15 years running. This security had been so volatile in Nigeria. The government came together with our own legislature. We came just within 2 years. Do you think if we just cure just like that? But the result that we have gotten so far today, you can't tell me unless if you want to be a negative side.
The same would be about the economy.
That it has not come down.
Proud about
it? Has come down.
Are you proud about the state of the economy? You and your colleagues?
The state of the economy as it is now is healing. Is healing.
So you are proud of what is going on?
We are proud of the progress that is making.
So
we are not yet
why
there.
Some of you
we are not there.
Endorse the president for second term.
We are not there. That is our own political party. That's a political party matter. That is not legislation's matter. That's political parties matter. That's my own party, APC. My own party, APC. We play our own politics, and we can endorse our representative, like the president. So Nigerians
should also, some of the people who are feeling the pain of the economy now, how do you think they will perceive your response to the state of the economy tonight, Senator?
My brother, there is no way you can make umile without breaking egg. There's no way. There's no way you can do that one. And there is no way. Look, when you look at the economy, how it started, where we were, can you, as a journalist, be very happy that we are subsidizing Naira, even within a year, to the tune of about 6.7 trillion Naira, that a subsidy, 4.7 trillion Naira within a year, and that's about 14 trillion Naira, which is not up to the earnings of Nigeria in a whole year. Can we continue to do that one? So if somebody has exercised that, if somebody has taken the feed bottle off the mouth of those cabals that are making Nigeria so very dry, and like in the balance of my people, they will say that anybody that sees a problem and refuses to solve it now is postponing the
Senator, quickly.
The doomsday. So
Senator, quickly,
that's why we can be, to that extent, quickly, we can be proud that this economy is picking up. Now, Senator, before, we used to service our debt with 97% of our earnings, but now it has come down to 67.
Senator, quickly.
So are we going to say that we are not proud of that?
Senator,
progress?
Quickly. You have been your perception and accountability issue. A lot of Nigerians perceive this 10th Assembly as a rubber stamp of the executive.
As a rubber stamp.
Recent perception, just for a moment, indication of a declining public trust in this present Senate, certain issues like perceived partisanship, corruption, inefficiency. How do you deal with that? How do you regain the trust of Nigerian people who don't think that you are doing the right thing?
My brother, Shehu, let me tell you something. When you talk of rubber stamp, I always ask a question. There are 3 issues involved. One, I'm from APC. I campaigned with a manifesto under a party. When I was contesting, my name was not shown on the ballot. It is the name of my party and the logo of my party. Now, with that, my party now winning the central government, getting to the presidency. So with the manifesto that I campaigned to gain votes, I will now get to the National Assembly, and I will now go against the manifesto of my own party, so that Shehu and any other person will not say that I'm a rubber stamp. That is one. Then number 2, are we, to the extent that we talk about rubber stamp, if we have done tax reform bills that make sure that the low-income earners do not pay excessively anymore, that the small and medium-scale businesses can sprout up and become big-scale industries in Nigeria through the tax reform. So if we now accede to the executive over that, then it means that we are rubber stamp. Then the student loan scheme, if we have acceded to it, so it means that we are rubber stamp. It is better to be rubber stamp in that case. And I now put it to you finally, that look, rubber stamp is very essential on any document. If there's any document that the rubber stamp is not there, the document is invalid. When you want to obtain certified true copy of anything without the rubber stamp there, then that document is fake.
So
for us,
no.
What we are saying is that to the extent that anything that is good, that is going to be good for Nigerians, then we have to rubber stamp it so that it can do well for Nigerians. But anybody that is expecting that the National Assembly is going to be a WrestleMania arena, that person should forget
Senator,
about
we need to close
If we
now.
not- if we-
10
if we
being
have-
the highest, 0 being the lowest. How do you grade
you
yourself?
said what?
10 being the highest. How
Yes.
do you assess? How do you grade you and your colleagues in the last 2 years? 10 being the highest.
Because
0 being the
because
lowest.
democracy is a journey. It is not a brisk destination. So I can rate us as 8.
8.
Yes.
Wow. That's excellent.
Oh yes.
Nigerians will be the judge though.
Yes.
Senator Yemi
And
Adaramodu.
Nigerians that appreciate
Yeah.
what the government is doing to make sure that we come back to normalcy will be the good judge, not the sides, not people that are playing politics,
Senator, we
not the
need to
IDPs, not the IDPs, the internally
Senator, we are
displaced
totally
who
out
are
of
now
time.
seeking succor and then trying to make
like your people will say,
out of
Ogun, Senator. Thank you so much, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, Senate spokesperson. Well, on these 2 years of the Senate.